right. Openings, blind box openings. I have been having a really long day at work and just got my uh, festival in a box and got some really cool stuff to open up because of it. And thought I would just open it up, see what happens, and talk a little bit about the cool news in the Magic the Gathering world right now. We'll start with the known properties because I know what's in them. I'm very excited. We'll start with Littlest Walker's Secret Lair. Anyway, pretty exciting stuff in the Magic universe right now, where we just had a momentous ban on Mana Crypt, Jeweled Lotus, Dockside Extortionist, and of course Nadu. Big deals because Nadu was a huge mistake in its design and changing because it was for Commander, but in a Modern Masters, or not Modern Masters, but Modern Horizons product, and also because Jeweled Lotus is possibly in this booster right here, and so opening, Dockside I think so too. It's pretty dramatic to be like, hey, I just got this banned card that I can't play in product. Wow, overall the Elephone. I think this is one that people have talked about, like might be good to put into my Commander cube. Drawn on the last Blood Chief. Lavinia. And 4-color Omnath, my favorite. Very exciting. Oh, and a foil and a War Visionary. I'll definitely get some use out of that for my cubes. Very exciting stuff. But as a Commander player myself, I actually, this is hard to believe probably, and with the Commander cube, I actually think these bans were a really good thing. And if anything, it's a really good exhibition show for Commander players that maybe the rules committee is really kind of turning around on how they police the format. It's like they were so scared to change anything for years upon years. These are the Festival in a Box promos. So we got a nice Turtle Ponder. And it looks like, I think this was for Chicago, because we got the Chicago Dog, the Chicago Deep Dish, and yeah, I think this is supposed to be the same thing for the Chicago Secret Lair promo. Interesting. We got fancy Swords to Plowshares, which I'll get some use out of. This Beautiful Plains and Convention Morrow. Whenever you cast a spell that choice A, create a green elemental, is an elemental, has a watermark, landscape orientation, or targets a creature you control. Create an elemental named Morrow with, it's either to the cards in your hand, card types among cards in your graveyard, or artists. So this is a crazy card. It's like an uncard almost. Very cool. Put that in the same pile over there. But yeah, it's kind of whack to be sitting here like when these 4 cards that were clearly making the game more competitive and harder to get into for new and enfranchised players. Here's these incredibly powerful cards that you just can't even compete with at your local store. I didn't realize that the insides of these were shiny. I almost never get collector boosters. But the idea that you go to a local store and you just may not even be able to play with your latest build because it's so powerful, but your meta really sucks. It kind of is that Friday Night Magic experience all over again, where if you don't really put any prep into your deck, or you don't really play test with anyone but your like kitchen table high school friends, you get into this problem where you just get schooled. Oh shit! Okay, we've got a foil Mythic Sneak Attack. I'm going to get some use out of that. Oh my god, this is a popular legacy card for Show and Tell. I actually think I have a few Sneak Attacks into my Show and Tell legacy deck. But, okay, let's see what else. Great! Wow, okay. Another great Commander All-Star. Love it. Love it. Happy for me. Let's see what else we got. Gumdrop Poisoner. Knick-knack oof. Okay, I think we're past the major surprises now. Yeah, just set these off over to the side over here as our value on top of the secret layer. But the idea of being able to go out and just like try and have a good time and make friends, and you just can't even work with them because of the disparity in deck strength, has always been something that really frustrated me as a player. And I hope that by doing these bans, we're reaching a more common area where, like, Rule Zero discussions, the conversation at the beginning of a game to be like, hey, what thing are you trying to do? Do you hate playing this deck? Do you love playing this deck? Are you going to just combo everyone on turn 3? Becomes a lot easier of a discussion and just less feel-bads for people who are just trying to get into the game, especially now when there's so many different ways to get into the game with Arena and Magic kind of trying to bounce back in its formats of Standard and just trying to play at local shops more than just Commander. And I think it's also kind of a great promise, this banning, how we're changing. Okay, we got commons on top this time. You know, it looks like it's Jurassic Park cards. Sweet. But it's a really great thing for the Commander community, too, that we're actually going to respond and make some improvements to the format. Big dinosaur. If something's wrong. So hopefully this is a sign that more good things will happen going forward. A Noblin, like a gnome. Alright. So I'm trying to take a look here. Alright, it looks like commons are on top this time, so no more shocks. No more big surprises like last time. Attentive Sunscribe. Huali's Final Strike. I feel like I heard this being played in Standard. Is that a... No, it's another common. Inverted Iceberg. I didn't open much of this set, so this is all surprising to me. Hey, Bartolome gets played. Bartolome is like a cube kind of Commander-ish card for... That's something. That's a hit. Might of the Ancestors. Forgotten Monument. The whole cave thing. Look at that land. I have not seen these lands before. That's pretty as hell. Ukbenbach, the Great Mistake. Descend 8. I actually don't know what Descend does. But you do 8 of it, and you're able to reanimate it really quick. Cool. Alal Pakal. Akal Pakal. Each player's end step, if an artifact entered the battlefield under your control this turn, look at the top 2 cards of your library, one of them in your hand, the other in the graveyard. Not bad. Poetic Ingenuity. Whenever one of your dinosaurs attack, create that many treasure tokens, cast an artifact, make a dinosaur. Bygone Marvels. Send 8 when you cast this. If there are 8 or more permanents in your graveyard, copy it twice. You may choose new copies. Return target permanent from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, okay. So it's a really cool regrowth. Sweet. Kellen, Daring Traveler. Plains. Bringer of the Last Gift. There's the battlefield. You cast it, sacrifice all of the creatures they control. And each player returns all creature cards from the graveyard that wouldn't put to the battlefield this way. Cool. From what I can tell, not a particularly splashy pack. Not anything there that stands out like these guys to me. But that's fine. These guys probably aren't even the same prices that they used to be because they're reprinted as these Enchanting Tales. And no Jurassic Park cards either. Now, this is the exciting one, right? Because we have Commander Staples. We might have the chance at opening a banned card that's just tanked in price. I'm excited. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got out of this pack. Maybe it's another dud. Maybe we're going to get some cool stuff. Let's see what we got. Vial of Dragonfire. Opal Palace. Ministrant of Obligation. Tusk Guard Captain. Efficient Construction. Whirler Rogue, that gets played. We got Fancy Swamp. So I think that means that now we're getting into the rares. I opened a lot of this set. I had a lot that I really, really liked. I've got my fingers crossed for something really cool. Vandal Blast, always playable. Very pretty full art version too. Very awesome. Okay, Nadier's Nightblade, not bad. When a token you control leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain a life. Frantic Search, foil, full art. That's nice. Frantic Search is one of those awesome commander cards that's like way too good for Legacy, but then you get to play it here, and then because it's a common, it's been printed so much, it's just cheap as heck. Ashling the Pilgrim. Oh, this makes me happy. So fun fact, my first ever, I'm going to just turn it upside down so that way I don't spoil anything here. My first ever commander deck was a Ashling the Pilgrim 99 Mountains. Everything else had been given to me in the past, and I actually don't have one of these right now. This is really, really cool. Maybe I'll put together the old 99 Mountain Ashling and actually play it with newer players because I love this card. Lorwyn was when I started playing Magic. Really, really exciting. All right, let's see what else we got here. Tooth and Nail. Oh man. Okay, one of my favorites, even if it's not incredibly powerful these days. Tooth and Nail is basically your super tutor for if you got a 2-card creature combo. You get to find him in your deck, put him into play, and win the game, assuming that you have some form of haste outlet. And if they're in your hand, that's awesome. Tooth and Nail Entwined not only lets you put any 2 cards from your hand on the battlefield, and if that helps you cheat mana, if they're both in your hand, you can just pay it for 7. If you want to get them out of your deck, you can pay them for 9. Oh, love that card. Even if it's not good in today's meta, it's one of my favorites. It's always been one of my favorites. Very happy. All right, what else we got? Onto Spirit Dancer. Okay. Enchantment comes under your control. Make a token that's a copy of it. And only do it once per turn. Pretty good in Enchantress decks. I don't think I play one in my Sithis. But, I don't know. That's pretty low to the ground aggressive deck. Kindred Dominance. This is a card that, for whatever reason, is just incredibly expensive. Probably because it was reprinted so little, or it was incredibly expensive. Now I think it's probably less, since there are a good amount printed in Double Masters. We got a few more cards. Let's start with our token. That pretty Eldrazi spawn. Kind of looks like it has showing us the booty a little bit. And an Elf Druid. Alright. One more. Last one. Alright, I see a full art. Looks very pretty. Won't stop teasing. We got a white. We got a red. Is it a Kaikar? Kaikar! Kaikar foil commander printing. Wow. Okay, I actually play Kaikar. It's one of my favorite commander decks. It's a spell slinger kind of prowess version. You bet that I'm going to replace the commander at the helm with this version because, wow, that's awesome. Other 2 packs, not very exciting, but man, this pack, it pulled stuff that I really love, that I really wanted. I really love the Commander Masters set. Even if, you know, you can literally open cards from it that are banned now. I think it was a pretty good set. Even if the value proposition wasn't always there. So let's see, what were the big opens here? We've got foil sneak attack. We've got Grave Pact. What else was really good? We'll put Kindred Dominance there. What else is really good? Vandal Blast is a card. That's probably about it there. Can I even open any other mythic? Sure, we'll show you. I think you're probably worth like $1. Sure, you know, someone probably wants that. And then, you know what? We'll just put this down. Making the video was a great mistake. And we got Bartolome. Is that French? It's probably Spanish. Yeah, I bet it's Spanish. And then what else we got? I think that was it, really. Spectre of Mortality, I don't think is a card. And then, oh, of course, we got Swords of Plowshares and all these beautiful chibis. Love it. Well, just a little pack opening, a little random video because I felt like making it. Obviously, there's still a lot of work to do. This is a fisheye lens, so it's not very good. And of course, I'm doing this at an angle, like straight ahead. This is me looking straight forward, so I probably didn't get a really good angle on the cards. But let me know if this is a type of video that's good, or if there's promise here, or I have insightful commentary. If not, this will probably be the last video like this I ever make. So, yay for not polluting the internet. But